Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Can't Hardly Wait. I'm Joe,
I'm Alexis.
and it's been a while. I think it's been
Been a long time.
2 or 3 full months at this point since
Yeah.
we've posted an update, which is a long time. I know that I kept promising that updates were going to be more frequent or at least posted more quickly, and apparently I threw that out the window.
That's not how life works.
That's not how life
As you guys
works. It's hard. I mean, Alexis and I both work full time, and we have spent a lot of time, dedicated to various other things. We've both been, I think, investing more time into actually doing things to help our journeys.
Yes.
So it's just kind of hard to find the time to, sit down and talk at a camera and then edit the video and do all the things.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to make any promises about that. I will say that I think we're both hoping to, get this going again and start posting updates.
Yeah.
I'll say at least once a month. I don't want to say weekly or commit to anything, but
I'm not going to commit to anything
Yeah.
in particular. I think it's good for us to do it, though.
Yeah.
For our own sakes, to,
For
sit
sure.
down and
Like,
talk about stuff.
yeah, it's like an accountability thing. Also, just a good way to kind of talk through some of the, struggles and triumphs we're having. But yeah, I mean, I think from this point on, we're going to try to update this channel. Not going to make any promises as far as frequency. But just wanted to say we're still here. I'm going to try to stop saying so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, good times.
All right.
So, I mean, we do have several things that we wanted to talk about since it has been a while. Just kind of noting the fact that it's been a while. We have had a busy summer. We have a busy couple months coming up. We've had a lot of fun. We've, gone to some concerts. We've taken a couple short trips, couple different places, seen some friends,
Friends.
seen some family. So
We're trying to, make every moment of summer count. Or at least I am. I'm trying to, get outside and...
Yeah.
Yeah, or at least sit outside and be in the sunshine and just
Yeah. I mean,
not hide inside because it's too hot.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm not saying COVID is over. I know that COVID is very much still around, and I know people that have had it recently, but I do feel like we at least are finally at a point where it feels like we can kind of live our lives a little bit for the first time since COVID started. We were on the more cautious side of things and, really did just kind of hide in our house for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
And that was probably not great for our mental and emotional health, which
Our weight.
and our weight.
health.
I mean, I think we've talked about that on past videos, but I know that I kind of got too comfortable with drinking and eating and wasn't moving as much because I was hiding inside. So now that it feels like we can breathe a little bit in that regard, we've just been kind of taking advantage of it and, trying to get outside and actually do things. And I mean, even like yesterday, we went to a random antique thrifty kind of shop, and I feel like we're trying to do more stuff like that even during the week.
Yeah.
Just get out of the house and go have some new and different experiences, which is fun and exciting.
Yeah, we're both people who like routine, so doing that is difficult.
Yeah. And I think we've been doing a good job about, shaking things up and breaking our routines. And because I think that we both had gotten into some pretty unhealthy routines over the past couple of years, which is why we ended up just kind of sitting around in the house a lot, and it was just bad times. So yeah, I mean we've been busy, and it's a good thing. It's been fun. Like I said, we have another couple. We're kind of busy through October. It feels like we have a lot of plans, at least most weekends, if not every weekend, for a couple stretches. Going to a few more concerts, going to taking some trips here and there. So it's fun, but that's part of the reason that it's been so long. I feel like another reason that it's been so long is that we've had kind of some struggles over the past few months.
Yeah.
We both have had some different injuries that have afflicted us, unfortunately. I don't know, do you want to talk about your situation?
Yeah, well, it's a long story, but basically I had a bum toe, and it's kind of been hard to walk, to do any kind of biking stuff, to wear shoes. So it's been hard to get out, and I've wanted to do some hiking. I've wanted to
Yeah. Well, and it's, I mean, not to talk over you, I'm sorry, but it's a situation where like an initial injury had happened, was that last year?
Yeah, last year.
And it got kind of better for a while,
Yeah.
but then it came back with a vengeance.
So it's just been a real pain in the nuts, basically. But I'm hoping to be on the mend from that, but it's been hard because I've wanted to do more exercise. I'm really interested in, and I have been doing more exercise, but everybody has off weeks and off days and whatever, but the last couple weeks in particular have been hard.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been able to do much of anything.
Yeah.
And then I also feel bad about stuff like Joe has had to walk Scott, our dog, more. And it goes back to like how I was feeling at my very heaviest when I couldn't do anything. So I get back into that mindset of like, I suck, this sucks.
Hey, man, you don't suck.
Well, that's how I feel. That's,
I know.
But like, I feel like useless, Anyway, so that's a struggle, and it's a struggle to not feel that way and to tell myself otherwise and to not get stuck in the poor me thing.
Yeah, it's hard.
So, and then Joe's had some...
Yeah, well, I'll ask a quick, because I feel like you have at least, we'll get to that. So I, over the past couple months, have had a case of Achilles tendonitis, and I'm pretty sure I can trace it back to a new pair of running shoes that I bought in April. I think they were Brooks Adrenaline GT, so don't buy those shoes.
Maybe they'll fit your feet differently than
don't
they
buy
fit
those.
yours.
They have weird reviews. Well, okay. I don't want to disparage Brooks in general, which I will get. I'll get back to in a second. So I bought these pair of shoes because I just felt like I wanted to have a little more support, while I'm trying to like walk more and stuff. And I had a pair of Brooks shoes for the past few years that were Brooks Beast, which is a model that's specifically designed for heavier people, and it has like more support and things like that. But I actually went to a local running shop and they sold me this pair of Brooks Adrenaline GT, GTS, something like that. And like I just kind of wearing them around the shop for like 2 seconds. They felt great. But then over the couple weeks that I actually started wearing them in real life, I noticed almost right away that they were like rubbing in my heel and Achilles tendon weird. But I kind of just tried not to pay any attention to it, thinking that I just needed to break them in or something. But over the course of a couple months, it became clear that first of all, the pain was getting worse, but also it seemed like it was worse when I wore them. So I'm pretty sure that they, irritated that area and kind of caused that problem. Now, to Brooks's credit, by the time I like fully accepted that these shoes were the cause of it, it was past the return window for the store I bought them from. Plus, I had been wearing them, and nobody wants to take shoes back once you've actually worn them, which is dumb if you ask me, but hey. But I reached out to the actual company, Brooks, that made the shoes and sent an email, explained the situation. By that point, I had seen a doctor, actually a PA, and he said that he thought it was Achilles tendonitis and was likely caused by those shoes. So I mentioned that in this email, and no questions asked. Like, I didn't have to argue or anything. The immediate reply from the company was, "We're sorry to hear that. We would love to send you a different model of our shoes." And so they sent me a new model of the Brooks Beast, which is like the model that I had before that worked well. Just an updated version of those, and they work great. And I mean, they didn't even ask me to send the other shoes back to them. They just asked me to donate them to Goodwill or, another charity. So I mean, I love that. Like that, I work in customer service myself, so I love getting good customer service. That immediately made me more likely to recommend Brooks. Even though I had the issue with the one pair, they stand behind their brand. They took care of me. So, yeah, I mean, Brooks shoes are great. Go buy some. I'll definitely buy more in the future. All that being said, I kind of got sidelined by that Achilles tendonitis situation. It was something where I felt like once I started walking, it didn't really hurt, but I didn't know how much I should be doing. I didn't want to like make it worse by actually doing activity. So I kind of just took it easy for a couple months and didn't really do much exercise. For me personally, which is something I wanted to kind of ask you about,
Yeah.
I think I have this a lot more than you do, where for me, if I go through periods where I can't exercise for whatever reason, I just feel so bad about myself and get so down on myself that my diet also kind of goes out the window and I just start eating crap.
Yeah. I don't have that as much as you do. I know you really struggle with that.
I do.
Yeah.
It sucks. And like I really tried this time. Like it wasn't as bad as it has been in the past. I didn't like really just throw everything out the window, but I did get kind of lax about things for a while. There was a period there where I started kind of drinking again more than I, had been or kind of wanted to. And
Empty calories.
Yeah, empty calories. I just kind of felt sorry for myself for a while. So that was not great. But that was maybe a couple weeks or a month at most, kind of leading up to the 4th of July. And I kind of like drew a line at a certain point and said like, okay, 4th of July is obviously, you want to have a cookout and like drink some beverages and whatever. So we did that. And then like leading up to that, I kind of said like, all right, this is the day. After this day, I'm getting back into a program. And I did.
It's been hardcore.
And I've been doing it and it's been good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that kind of leads us to the next thing we wanted to talk about, which is successes that we've had.
I wanted to.
Oh, sorry.
I have had some other struggles that I specifically related to. Sorry, I didn't.
No, baby, go ahead.
Specifically related to like weight loss surgery. I've been having a couple of things that I've noticed that I wanted to talk about that I think people don't talk about enough is the. One of the things for me has been hair loss. Like I already was losing hair in clumps. And as you age, you will also lose some hair.
Yeah.
But like I brush my hair and it is bad. But I'm lucky that I have a lot of hair. I have really thick hair and it hasn't been as bad, but I also just feel self-conscious about like wearing my hair down because I'll just be like, oh, hey, there's a bunch of hair. And I'm, like stuff like that. I just dyed my hair and I was in the shower and it was just like so much hair coming out of my head.
Baby.
So anyway, that was something that I think we should talk about or I should talk about or people should know about that it's not a big deal. It will eventually stop, hopefully. And because I know some people struggle with it more than I do.
Well, and I know that was like one of your concerns before the surgery too, because it is a thing.
Yeah. So that is happening. Just FYI, it happens.
Yeah.
And then, yes, so successes. That was kind of my one thing I wanted to.
I mean, it looks great right now.
Thank you.
I'm just saying. I think it looks fantastic.
It's the longest it's been in a while, too.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Thank you.
Pretty lady.
Thanks.
Meow.
Wow.
Anyway, sorry. No, nobody needs to see
Sorry
that.
about that. No.
Or does everybody need to see that?
That's
No?
all right.
Okay.
Continue.
I'm not cutting that out.
Okay.
So we did want to talk about some successes we've had. I mean, I think overall the biggest success for both of us is that for the most part, for this entire year so far, we have been working on our journey.
Yeah.
I mean, even if, one or both of us have strayed a little bit here and there, we have gotten back to it, which in the past, that has not always been the case. In the past, historically, we'd be doing great for a while, and then usually one of us would go into trash panda mode, and the
Yeah.
other one would kind of follow suit.
We're enablers for
Yeah.
sure.
And
He's like, I want to get pizza, and I'm like, oh no, we shouldn't get pizza, and then we
and
get
then pizza happens,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we've been doing really well, just kind of sticking to
Yeah.
it. I mean, I think like I feel like I am having some like non-scale victories where I don't know if I look any different. I need to take some like updated
Yeah,
photos,
we need
but
to do that.
like I've had some clothes that, even I will say that the scale has not moved a whole lot for me over the past couple months. I mean, part of that is because I did stray a little bit and it went up a little bit for a while again, but it has come back down. But like I have some clothes that fit me that didn't fit me before. Like I had, we saw Taylor Swift in June, which I don't think we mentioned. We
Yeah.
got to go to the Eras Tour at Chicago.
It was awesome.
And I bought a couple t-shirts, one of which was a 3X and one of which was a 2X. And the 3X always fit me. But the 2X one did not fit me. It was way too snug until like yesterday I tried it on and I actually wore it out because it fit me perfectly.
It was cute.
So I feel like I'm having some victories in that direction. Also, I just feel really good about the path I'm on right now as far as like my exercise program.
Yeah.
Which I mean, one thing we have to note is like what Joe's doing differently. I've been kind of changing things up a little bit. The biggest thing is I joined a gym, whereas previously I'd been doing just workouts at home. We have a gym that's like
A mile.
walking distance
Yeah.
from our house. We don't walk there, but we could.
Yeah.
But Alexis had been going for a while, and I was a little hesitant to join it because I felt like I was getting decent workouts at home. But the biggest change for me is that we both have been doing strength training, weightlifting on a regular basis. I've been trying to do it at least 2 times a week. I kind of want to up it to 3 times a week. For now, I'm mostly just doing upper body stuff, trying to get some guns going. But I feel like that has been helpful. In general, I have never really put a lot of effort into, building or maintaining muscle, which that's super helpful for your metabolism and
your bones.
And your bone. I mean, everything. It's just great for your overall health. It helps you burn more fat. So I feel good about that. And it just makes me feel better in general. Like it makes me feel like I'm doing something good for myself. So that's a thing that I'm really glad that I'm kind of into that and, want to keep that going. Along with that, should I talk about my diet changes or do you want to talk about your successes?
Do your thing.
Okay. I feel like I'm just doing all the talking. I'm sorry.
You talk and then I'll talk.
Okay. Along with that, I've changed my diet. And, before the whole thing was I was doing the Mediterranean diet, which is fantastic. And I do believe that it is the healthiest way of eating. However, I think that I got into my own head about it. Yeah, I got into my head about it a little bit too much in the fact that part of the Mediterranean diet is that, you are supposed to still eat like lean proteins, chicken, fish, whatever. But for some reason, I just was taking it mentally to this like extreme place where I was like barely eating any meat. Like I felt like if I were to eat chicken with any sort of regularity, it was just like violating the rules of the Mediterranean diet, which I know it's not. Like, let me acknowledge, I know that it's not, but it was just this weird, stupid thing my brain was doing. And I mean, that's one thing I think I'm realizing about myself in general when it comes to trying to like follow any specific like diet plan or weight loss guidelines is that my brain wants to take it to like weird extremes.
Yeah.
So I'm at a place now where I'm still trying to like incorporate some of those ideas. Like obviously it's good to eat, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, things like that. I'm trying to incorporate a lot of those. But the biggest change is that I am eating a lot more protein. I'm really kind of trying to prioritize protein, especially along with the strength training I'm doing. Now, I'm not getting crazy with it. We were actually just watching a video about people eating too much protein. Some like bodybuilder types eat like 300 grams of protein a day. That's a little extreme. I'm generally aiming for between like 150 and 190 grams of protein per day. And so because of that, I am using some like protein supplements. Bought a big jug of whey protein isolate from Costco. So I've been mixing that into my overnight oats. And usually during the day, I will have like a protein smoothie, which I'll throw a couple different kinds of fruit and usually a handful of spinach in there. So I'm still getting, fruits and vegetables, things like that. Yeah, so I'm just kind of like incorporating more protein that way. I'm eating more chicken than I was, trying to eat more fish. So I'm no longer claiming that I'm following the Mediterranean diet. I'm kind of just doing what seems to be working for me right now.
But you're incorporating a lot of.
But I am incorporating a lot of those principles. I'm not trying to do low carb or any like fad stuff like that. I'm trying to eat still a lot of whole foods, a lot of nutritional things, while also adding more protein into my diet. And I've only been doing that for a couple weeks, and it seems to be working for me. Like, I actually have seen the scale moving a bit since I started doing that. And I feel like, I've been able to like up the weight I'm lifting at the gym and make progress that way, which I'd like to continue doing.
Well, and I think that the having success means being flexible.
Yeah.
So not just being rigid about, this is the thing I'm doing and I'm not going to change it at all. And that's okay.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, and ultimately you have to figure out what works for you and what is sustainable.
Right.
The best diet is the one that you can stick with in long term.
Yes.
I was reading an article earlier today that was like, scientists say this is the best vegetable. Spoiler alert, it was a clickbait headline, and the best vegetable is the one that you will eat. Like,
yes.
That's true of any sort of healthy changes is, ultimately what's best for you is what you can stick with.
Yeah.
Obviously, as long as you're not being like too extreme in any weird direction.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel really good about that. I'm looking forward to continuing with that and sticking with it.
Yeah.
But along the lines of what you're saying though about kind of being flexible, like last weekend we had a friend come down and we went out to dinner to our favorite tiki restaurant, Max's South Seas Hideaway in Grand Rapids.
Shout out.
We had some awesome food there. We had some awesome rum-filled tiki drinks. We had some more drinks when we got home. So yeah, it was like a cheat meal / night, and that happened.
And the next day
we just moved on and got back to our plan, and no guilt, no like regrets about it. But yeah, and I think that goes back to sustainability. Like, in order to in the long haul have a healthy lifestyle, you have to be able to let yourself indulge once in a while.
Yeah.
You just can't do it every night or
Yeah.
multiple nights a week.
Correct.
What do you got going on?
So I feel like I've been doing well with so part of my other struggle that I had was, it's not a struggle even, it's just that weight loss has slowed down. But I'm also trying to keep in mind that like slow weight loss is sustainable weight loss. And I am losing weight still. I've lost about 60 pounds, which is not
awesome.
nothing. And it's been moving very slowly recently. But again, like Joe was saying, my clothes are fitting better. I feel better. I'm just doing what I can do and trying not to compare myself to other people. One thing I have done is there's a lot of like bariatric Facebook groups and Instagram pages and this and that. And I've had to unfollow some people or some groups because some people are just toxic and weird, and I can't with that stuff. And then also there are some people that I know I will look at their stuff and be like, why can't I do that?
Yeah.
Well, the reason is because I'm me and they're them, and I have my things and they have their things that they have a hard time with. So that has kind of been a success in terms of like having a good mindset when it comes to how I deal with my weight loss, and also knowing that it's not just going to be overnight.
Yeah.
You know, when you first have the surgery, you lose weight really quickly because you're on a liquid diet, you know. But it's been a learning process to try to figure out what I can eat and what feels good to my body and what keeps me full and what doesn't hurt my stomach. There's not a whole lot that hurts my stomach, but some things will like make me urgently have to
Yeah.
poop.
You just like, oh no.
Or like, you know, like I don't. So trying to figure out those things, and I feel like I'm doing pretty well with that.
Good.
And also just like my relationship with food has gotten a little bit better. I feel like
Yeah. We were both, I mean, we were talking, was that earlier today or yesterday? Like I said that I feel like I'm getting to a point where I'm kind of like just seeing food as fuel.
yeah,
And like, I know that that's, people have issues with, you know, that concept or people saying that. And I mean, it's not that I don't find any pleasure in it anymore, but I do feel like I'm not looking to food for comfort so much anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not like, you know, in the past, like, it would be like all I could think about all day was like what delicious food I wanted to put in my face. Or, you know, like I would be like scheming all day about like, I want to have pizza tonight or like whatever. And now
Yeah.
it's like, I don't, especially since I've been, you know, trying to prioritize protein, like I
Yeah.
mentioned, it really is like, okay, like these are things I want to put in my body to like,
Yeah.
you know, to have the health benefits that I want to get, or, you know, to have the sick gains that I want to get, babe,
Right.
or whatever. But it is more like thinking about it as like something that I, like giving my body something that it needs as opposed to like
Right.
something fun or pleasurable.
Well, and like during that conversation, I was saying that especially now when that I can only eat so much, it's not as pleasurable. I don't know if I did say that. It's not though. It's
Yeah,
not
I
as
don't think you did.
pleasurable to like eat a meal out, you know, or eat pizza. When we've eaten pizza, it's like this is delicious, but I can't eat another bite
Yeah.
because I'm gonna feel sick.
Yeah.
And that's like a new feeling for me, I think.
Yeah.
You know, like not wanting to eat anymore.
Yeah.
That's a new thing for me. And it just doesn't bring as much joy, like you said.
Yeah.
I feel like most of the foods I've been eating, not all of them, like I still will have snacks here and there, but a lot of the food I eat is just like the same crap every day, which is fine, you know,
Yeah.
but it's not exciting. Like we have an Instagram account and we haven't been posting that much on it because you've been doing like
Yeah.
overnight oats,
pretty much do this.
protein
Yeah.
shakes. I've been doing like egg bites
Yeah.
or eggs or, you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, we are
stuff like
both
that.
just kinda like-
Protein shake in the morning.
We just have our
Like
go-tos.
we have our go-tos that we have, and then, you know, I don't know, that's not super exciting, but
yeah. But it works.
it works. So I think both of our relationships with food have changed a little bit, and
Yeah.
that's good. I think because I think we both had a little bit disordered eating, and
For
in
sure.
in a way, I definitely did.
I
And
also
think you
definitely did.
probably, yeah,
Like it was. Yes.
yeah.
I want to go back to something you were saying, and like I apologize because I know we're already like a half hour into this, so it's been a while, so we have catching
Been
up
a
to do.
while.
But I wanted to go back to something that you were talking about
Yeah.
with regards to like the bariatric stuff, but I think it's important for anybody who's on a weight loss journey, like VSG or not, when you're talking about how like the weight's not coming off as quickly as it was before, or like as quickly as you would like it to. And I think that's an important thing to talk about because, I mean, I've seen, you know, I'm a member of a couple different like health and weight loss communities that aren't related to bariatric surgery.
Yeah.
But I've struggled with it too, where, you know, I'll see people who say that, you know, they've lost 75 pounds or 80 pounds this year so far. And I'm like, I've lost like almost 30 pounds.
Right.
And it's like, it's so hard to not compare yourself to these people.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day.
And then they whine about it too. I'm sorry. Those people just drive me crazy. I've only lost 75 pounds this month. Or this year.
F you. Like, are you kidding me?
Cool.
But it's, I mean, at the end of the day, like, what you need to focus on is, like you were saying, like, you're you. Everybody's body is different.
Right.
Everybody's going to have different, you know, move at a different speed. Like, I've lost almost 30 pounds this year. That's awesome. You've lost over 60 pounds this year. That's amazing. Like,
right.
I know, like, when you mentioned that, you were like, it's not bad. Like, no, that's fantastic that you've lost that much weight. And the other thing is, like, you don't know how these people are actually getting there.
Right.
Like, I would bet that, you know, the people that I'm seeing that have lost 75 pounds are probably eating like 1,000 calories a day.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's not sustainable, and it's not like I don't want to live my life like that.
Yeah, it's
like
just
I want to go to a
terrible.
concert and have a, you know, stupid $20 drink at Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And like I'm okay with it. You know, the next day have some water weight on me. Like,
yeah, it's not sustainable. I mean, the other thing is, you know, research shows that a slower rate of weight loss is better.
Yeah. Like
the slower you lose weight, really, the more manageable it is and maintainable it is in the long run. It's also just better for your body. It puts less stress on your body. You know, you're less likely to like rebound and gain a bunch of weight back.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of better overall, but nobody wants to talk about that. And I get it. Like it's hard because everybody wants to lose 10 pounds a week, but like realistically, if you can lose between like a half a pound and 2 pounds a week, like that's perfect. And that's really the most important thing is being able to stick to your program in the long term.
Right. Or keep sticking to something.
Yeah.
Like not quitting and keeping.
Yeah. But I mean, like, that's really, like, that's what I'm really trying to internalize. Yeah. And I mean, it is, like, I say this, but, like, it is a struggle. But, like, that's been the biggest thing for me this year, and especially over the past couple months, is just kind of internalizing that and realizing that it is a journey. It is a process. It's probably a journey that doesn't really have an ending. You know, it's something that I'm going to have to keep working on for the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. But that's why it's so important to find something that you can sustain and stick with in the long term. So I think, slow and steady wins the race.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to say.
And my last success that I'm going to talk about is the fact that I can wear my Dolly Parton shirt.
Yes, Queen!
And I just realized I'm wearing Dolly Parton and you're wearing Willie Nelson.
I mean,
we're representing.
Representing, yes.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, again, non-scale victories.
Yes.
One last thing that I want to mention. Did you have anything?
No, that's all.
One last thing I want to mention very briefly, going back to me talking about prioritizing protein and whatnot, is I don't know if you can see it behind Alexis here. We recently bought a Ninja Creamy.
We did it.
Yeah, we did it. I'm sure you may have seen them on the TikToks or Instagrams. It's a trendy new appliance that basically lets you make a creamy ice cream-like dessert out of just about anything.
It's awesome.
And it's, spoiler alert, it's amazing. But a lot of people in, you know, fitness and health communities are using them to make protein-based ice creams, and we are no different.
We are.
So
we're doing it.
So we're loving it. We are going to make a separate video.
We're doing it.
Yeah, we're going to do a review of the Creamy. Mm-hmm. I'm going to show one of my favorite recipes, how we throw that together, and what the process looks like. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, creamies are awesome.
Yeah.
This video is not sponsored by Ninja.
Books, by Ninja,
Yeah.
by Max's, Celsius.
But if any of those
None of
brands
those.
want to send us anything, we would not say no. So
That's
there.
right.
Anyway, that's where we're at. We'll see you again at some point. Look for our Ninja Creamy review. Probably going to be the next thing we post. And otherwise, we hope we hope everyone is doing well. And we'll see you all later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.